Yo, what is good? It is currently Sunday. I am cooked, but let's go ahead and do our NQ analysis because actually pretty interesting that we had last week. So last week we pushed into all-time highs numerous times. Um, it was very interesting in the sense that last week, I think, the narrative up until this point for a majority of, how the market's been moving is, we basically were following Nvidia as Nvidia decided to pump up, the market went higher, right? And now if you're looking at Nvidia, it's actually one of the only stocks right now out of the I want to say out of the Mag 7 that's not at all-time highs. So you can see they're kind of right smack right in the middle of this chop. I'm gonna turn that off. But you can literally see out of this boom, $13 chop, you can see we're literally like right at the middle. Could this mean another breakout area for Nvidia? Maybe, maybe not. I just think that now, especially with this portion of the chop, your move back up if you were to break and hold 178 is not exactly as illiquid as you would like it to be. The first few times where you thought like right here, boom, broke this level, closed above, you got an immediate top wick almost straight away to the top for about a 2 point move. Um, so Nvidia's chopping. You can see Microsoft. Microsoft is sitting just below this all-time highs that it made here in July. Apple should be near, I think. Oh, maybe it is. If this data would load, yeah, Apple's approaching all-time highs, 245. We're 15 points away. I would say if we can get that mount above right here, the mount above 247, we look good to retest all-time highs, which is crazy because, for the longest time, um, even after all the tariff and stuff, Apple was just sitting in that same range and just chilling there. And now, Apple's pushing, wants to reclaim the number one market cap, and you look at Google. Google's, I'm pretty sure, is at way beyond all-time highs. Yeah, Google is just. I think I got in right around here at 154, and we're up 60, 67%. Sheesh. Amazing's on another stock that I'm in, approaching all-time highs. We just missed it right here. Um, but honestly, I think if we can get above this level one more time at 238, boom, all-time highs is inevitable. But yeah, you see like the narrative right now, everything's at all-time highs, which is good, right? The market's been pushing up. We just got rate cuts. We should be seeing a ton of bullish momentum, right? And NQ, ES, it gets a little weirder now because I just have a bunch of, previous all-time highs marked out. I don't really have many major levels up here. I'd say probably the most major level right now is 24,649. And then after that, it's probably right at the other 24,765. It's kind of crazy we have this big wick here and we just kind of pushed up massively without retesting, without making any bottom wick on the next candle. So, but again, this could have just been the bottom wick, right? I think this was FOMC. We made a huge bottom wick, bounced off a key level, and then bang, just straight up. Exactly, which is exactly what we expected, right? We got our rate cuts, and now this candle's making a top wick. Maybe on the overnight session, maybe this 4 hour candle, boom, comes up, retests all-time highs, and then New York session, we flip down, get a little pullback. I doubt it. But overall, super bullish. I mean, right now we're kind of forming this 4 hour bull flag. I think if I go down to the 1 hour, look even more like a bull flag. Pretty clear as day, especially when we have levels right here too, where we just, you can just see this like bang, and then we have clear, 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 clear support right here. And then if I were to extend this out, it's just like, it looks like you're ready to, make another leap higher. Will we see that tomorrow? I don't know. I think tomorrow's a no news Monday. Let me just pull up Forex Factory. Today's Sunday, tomorrow Monday. Yeah, no news. We have FOMC member Williams at 6:45. We have FOMC member Miran at 9 a.m. I don't know who they are. Don't know if it'll do anything. Japan has a bank holiday tomorrow, so watch out for that if you trade Asia. They're the main liquidity provider, so if they're not trading, who's gonna move the market, you know? But yeah, very very interesting week last week. I think if we were to recap Monday, Tuesday, it was so hard for me to trade leading up to FOMC. Like you can see literally during New York session on Monday, we literally were in between this 30-point range for the entirety of Monday. Insane. Right? You got a little bit of a move towards the end of the day for about 45 points, but I mean, I would be hard pressed to really even call that a move. And then, we retested these levels overnight and popped up, like literally just bang, broke all-time highs, pulled all the way back down on Tuesday, and then same thing, right? New York opens here at, or I guess 6:30 it opens right here, but like you look at this 50 point, like it was basically just chopping around the whole session, right? You can see this 50-point block covers all of that, and then Wednesday we finally get some moves as we expected. A sell-off going into FOMC. FOMC drops, we get a top wick, bottom wick, and then bam, straight to all-time highs. Thursday again, it's so hard to call these moves, especially when they just move straight up and then don't really do anything. And then Friday we kind of saw the same thing, pop up, bottom wick, shoot back higher to all-time highs. Price action at this point is going to be pretty much the same, right? You're going to see a lot of consolidating. You're going to see slow moves up. You're going to see, bounces at key support levels, especially if we retest all-time highs here tomorrow at 24,815. You have my levels here, but again, if you join my Discord, I post my levels every morning before the session starts, or I try to. Just in case there's a move or something that happens overnight where the chart kind of changes, right? So, yeah. Um, Overall, right now, it's going to be really hard for me to trade. We're at all-time highs. It's not really my best area to trade, especially because, at all-time highs, you don't really have levels. You don't really know if you're ever going to reject. You don't know when you're going to reject, especially if you're at the top. So if you're literally shorting all-time highs, it's kind of trolling. So I'm really just looking for long positions at this point, unless like a really clear short setup presents itself. But yeah, overall, I would be very much on the lookout for uh, breakouts tomorrow, especially making new all-time highs. For all we know, that a market could have a completely different idea and just sell off overnight. I can open up ES. ES is pretty much doing the same thing. The only one that I don't really look out is YM. So here's my ES chart. Boom. ES, a little bit lower than all-time highs. We're, about 13 points away. We have a major level right here, which you can see we rejected off of earlier. Same levels right here as previous all-time highs. But, I mean, overall, the ES looks good, right? If I were to take this back to the 4-hour chart, ES looks great. I mean, they all look great. Holding just below. They're also looking like it's about to break out, but, ES had some trouble, right around I mean, it's pretty much the same all week with NQ2. It's just like you're just chopping around super tight range and then finally break out. But yeah, story is it's like make new highs, break out, slow grind. You know, the fact of the matter is like when you're trading all-time highs, it gets so difficult because your moves aren't really like directional. They're kind of like more similar to like how Asia moves in the sense where like let's see. Let's say like here's a great example, right? Like you grind it up, we're back at all-time highs, and you see a lot of trading at all-time highs. It's like little grinds, and you like spike up, and then you like start chopping again. Then you spike up, and then you start chopping again, and then you spike up. Like that's pretty much how price moves at all-time highs, right? It's so hard to be the first seller to short in an extremely bullish market, and I think that's why like I just haven't been taking trades lately. The trades, the setups that I want to take, I just, either enter late or get gun shy or whatever. and then it's like from there it's kind of game over. So that's why I've just been hesitating a little more to take trades. I've had good setups, but again, it's like it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna short here right as we retested all-time highs, even though it's great, right? Sweep all-time highs, you know, lack of buyers, boom, inversion, and then we could have got a quick, 17 points down. But yeah, it's so hard for me to take a trade these days, especially like ATR goes down, everything is just ah. But yeah, hope y'all are doing well. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, if you guys want to see my levels, it's the link down below. I think it's the first link in my description box where I post my Discord link, and then in there you can see my levels every day. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.